Oh, you want me to talk? It's my turn to talk? So you're like a standing conch over there. You just bark out the orders on who gets to talk. The intermediary. Even though I look like the intermediary because I'm in the middle. Yo, you guys want to do that? You guys want to argue at each other? I'll like throw out a question. Like the intermediary, like
those couple questions. Like, what's your favorite? You know, what's your spouse's favorite?
What's your stance on?
Yeah, let's make it real heavy. Let's get ourselves banned from the get.
Well, that'll get you the controversial content for those clicks, you know.
And then people will start caring about us. We'll pretend to fight all the time for reviews, and then at home, like, this is great.
We'll get invited on all those crazy podcasts and stuff.
Oh no.
I mean, it's a persona that could work.
It's too late. We're already enjoying each other too much. People know
You guys
that.
did. Yeah, you guys did it. You guys do have a pretty good back and forth on stage, I find.
That's what everybody says.
We're gonna have to like switch personalities all of a sudden for no reason, just to, you know.
It's just a natural thing for us.
Yeah. You guys are just too friendly with each other. That's pretty much it. You just have to like turn it up just a little bit. Just like, you know, what's it with you? Like, pick a punk song. What the hell, you know? Like,
he's way too nice. That's his problem. Way too sweet.
Likewise.
He seems like it. Chavo, you want me to hit him with an intro? Now we're already having fun. Chavo, this is your mission now. You got to create your own intro. Like, put me, like, make me look amazing. Hey, we'll give the viewers at home a little insight of who you guys are.
Yeah, that's
Project Constellation, here on set with the system, Drusilla, the prince of Prince Music Company, and your interviewer for this evening. Was there an actual prince of Prince Music Company, or can I be the prince?
No, there wasn't actually.
He died in 2016.
The prince.
Let's go. You can be the Joker, Rick.
You know, we'll discuss this later, but
Yeah, well, sure.
I was gonna say,
was
was that Prince who died in 2016, or
maybe? I don't know
was
if we're
that
trying
the
to.
Prince of?
His lawyers are pretty ruthless, so I don't know if we're trying to like delve too deep onto his side of the fence.
Oh,
you
okay,
know,
okay,
but,
cut that out.
But you know, we could maybe put some more purple in the building or something. You know.
Yeah.
No.
I just call you the Fresh Prince of.
Ooh, the Fresh Prince of Music Company in Edina, Minnesota.
Yeah, that'll work.
But yes, we're here with Santiago,
Nice to meet you.
Christina. It's a pleasure to meet you both. You guys drive up today. Are you guys road warriors? Gonna go back up to North Dakota tonight, or you guys have friends?
All right, so we drove out yesterday. We played at Maplewood Mall, actually, other Prince, music company. That was pretty cool. And then we stayed the night, and we will be driving back today after this, actually. So that's the plan.
And you said you guys are Grand Forks, North Dakota?
Yippers Peppers.
Yippers Peppers. That's what, 3 hours, 4 hours?
It's 4.5-ish to 5-ish, depending on traffic and things like that. I don't know exactly where we are in relation to the greater Minneapolis, but we usually, account for 5 hours.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to it, Pika.
Well, we're not rolling yet.
Oh, we're not. Oh.
Oh,
I thought we were.
I was gonna
I
say.
thought we were too.
Then I don't have to hold in my gut.
Santiago.
Are we not going live, or are we going, Chavo?
We are rolling.
Yeah, that's right. But we just like we incorporate everyone.
right.
Are we going? Are we not going? Rick's live.
Let's pretend
but
we are.
Usually on Chavo's instance, like it usually isn't because I say like over like 30 times, and he's got to edit that out. So he loves me for that. What can you tell me about this here?
That's a CD.
That's a CD. You're supposed to be selling this.
Made of plastic.
Way to go,
Petroleum-based. You can go ahead.
Okay, so this is our latest CD. It's called Following the Unknown, and there are some songs on there, all original of ours. And yeah, this is technically our second CD. Our first one we sold out of, our Oasis, but you can find it on Bandcamp. And But 3 of the 5 songs on this we have music videos for on YouTube. So that's
I
pretty.
want to say 4
legit.
even. By
Oh,
now.
4, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
I
you
illustrated one. Yeah, okay. I do all the illustrations art for our band. So I illustrated one of our music videos. The other 3 are filmed in Canada. So that's pretty great.
Can I
like-
ask one question?
Oh, yeah.
Did you say you could find your other CD on Bandcamp?
Well, yeah.
For download, yeah, for digital
Yeah,
download.
for digital download. Yep.
I just want to make sure I got that.
Yeah, because we have no more physical copies of our Oasis. But Following the Unknown, right here, as he's like lovely.
Doing the 80s car show, fashion girl,
Indeed.
the new blah 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 from.
You know what, give me 1 second while I replace this battery real quick.
I think he's gonna edit
Replacing
that
the
all out. Maximum. Like all this is garbage. Like
All of it will be edited.
All of it. They try to edit my face out, but my voice is just so prominent they can't get that away.
We're good again.
Yeah, we're back, baby. So this is made of plastic.
that's right. We
You
think.
guys got some nice songs. So you got 3 or 4 music videos
Yes.
that detail a couple of the songs on the back here. How did that work out for you guys? Did you guys link up with anybody, get some production behind it, or is it?
Yeah, we
more
have
kinda-
my old friend from Winnipeg, Manitoba. We drove up to Winnipeg to record our videos with him, and it's kind of a trilogy, if you will. You have to watch all 3 to see what I mean. And the 4th one we did. You drew it, so wherever you drew it was at home and.
Drew at home, took the, actually when we were on tour, sometimes I'd take the sketchbook on the road too, and then color it and put it together via computer. So yeah, that was pretty fun.
They're all on YouTube.
That's
Awesome.
right.
Well, we can put some links. We can put
Down
some
below.
directions on
Click.
where they can go to get them.
Click somewhere.
I do
I
want to
think
dive
it would
into
be
that portfolio.
above.
I do want to dive into that portfolio though, just so you guys go as far as to drawing out storyboards and things like that, or how did your ideas come to life?
For the videos, well, the first one we kind of had a bit of an idea, and then we kind of, with our buddy there, saw what was going to work, what wasn't. For the second one, it kind of was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if it tied in with the first one? But it was like, was that the prequel?
Yes.
And then like the third one was going to be like the sequel to the second. And I think that one we kind of had that idea, okay, well, and then we went to his lovely parents and filmed it. You'll see the video, But yeah, it was all of them were shot within a few hours, and then it took him a few hours to edit. So it was very quick and painless.
That's
Pretty
right.
efficient.
Yeah.
Yep. We had
So did they end up, kind of layering on top of each other? 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, like you'll see they kind of like blend in if you watch them in a row. You'll see.
like how one ends as the other one begins, sort of thing.
Like that.
I like it. Okay.
That the Avengers
Trilogy,
Oh wait,
yeah.
I shouldn't name things. Again, get demonetized.
Oh my gosh,
Anyways,
you keep
but,
saying
yeah.
that.
Who are
All
those
that
guys?
stuff. Everybody does that nowadays. Whatever. Just like prequels and sequels. Blah blah blah. Nobody thinks of anything new
We have
anymore.
a trilogy of music videos, and then random art for the other ones. So.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then we have. Oh, we didn't even play the toilet paper song.
Oh, we didn't. We have, okay, that's right.
Toilet paper?
We have a song called Toilet Paper Apocalypse. We did not play that one today. It's because your string broke. That's why. I'll blame
guess.
that.
I forgot.
But we have a music video. We did that one in quarantine. That was so much
Yeah.
fun. Our cat makes an appearance, and that's, if you watch it, you'll kind of see what I mean. Very, very homemade, but it was fun. We had a good time.
I'm already sold on the title, Toilet Paper Apocalypse.
That's right.
That video that I saw, one where mom's kind of talking and you're going,
The cartoon one. The
no.
The
It's the
mom.
kitchen scene,
Oh, that's the third. That's the
okay.
closed doors. Yes, with the kitchen scene. Like, yeah, okay.
butter in the toast and
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
trying to
Okay.
ignore whoever's talking to you.
My ex is talking to me. It's just the whole like Cinderella thing of do this, do that for me, because that was basically my life for a long time. So no more of that.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, we learned how hard it is to like do long scenes and have things like cut together. I mean, our buddy obviously he does that for a living. We had never done anything like that. So, but it was just like, oh wait, we forgot this thing, or oh, I got to start over, and like, okay, walk out, and then okay, don't forget this thing, and then like on a lot of the shots, I was in the background because she was featured in most of the videos, and then I was like in the background, like setting up things or moving things, and we'd practice where things would be, so that because my buddy would hold the camera so he doesn't walk into things, but then it's there and things like that.
Yeah.
Like it's all those little things that you don't really think about. Like it seems so seamless when you watch other bands, and they probably put in more effort than we do. We're just like, forget this. We
One
want to be
afternoon,
done.
yeah.
We want to be done with
He
this.
insisted on having this really long scene. Like I don't remember.
Because it would
like,
work
was a
out better.
minute
Because
or
if not, I'd be
so.
like, well, if not, we're gonna have to like somehow so that when I cut, it just like cuts so it doesn't like appear like this or that, or, like little things like that, or so that's like lighter or darker or whatever. So it was like, well, you guys pick. I mean, I can do it either way, and then try to do filters or whatever. And I was like, nah, let's just do one scene, one long cut or whatever.
That was a long.
I mean, it felt like
cut.
long. I'm sure in the video it says for like 10 seconds, but for us it was like it's like, wait, no, you blinked on that one, or you like, or you like looked too far that way, or like, oh yeah, I saw the glare in your glasses or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
or, things like that.
Respect for putting that work in, though. I do know a lot of people who just come in and be like, yeah, I'm going to freestyle this and then just do whatever, however you can chop it together.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a little bit of work, but it was like, it wasn't as much work as others, I'm sure, put into it. We were just like, I want to do this on the cheap, and because for a while we were talking about like maybe if we literally do everything, like we record everything on our own home studios and everything, and we do all the art with everything, maybe we should get the stuff for the video. And then it was like, nah, that's gonna be too much, and like all the different cameras and then it's just gonna sit there like for like the one time we're gonna use it or whatever. So that was the only reason we decided to hire somebody, because it's like, well, it's better to just pay him, and he didn't charge us a lot of money, so it was like, that's better than us having to and then learn and have to like troubleshoot and like, oh
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
geez, that didn't work, whatever.
It already sounds like you guys do pretty much a lot of the production yourself,
Yeah.
as is. So it's.
Musically, yeah, it's all us, and like, yeah, the artwork and all that, yeah.
I did want to talk about that because you guys, with your music videos, with your music, I hear you guys have an in-home studio, and tell me a little bit about the production on the music end and making that.
Well, it's basically just a Porta studio. It's all recorded
It's in
on.
our bedroom. So,
Yeah,
I heard studio, so it counts.
yeah.
our bedroom
it's-
is pretty big, so it's like half actual like living space. The rest of it is instruments and recording stuff, and like a mattress to help muffle sound from neighbors.
I think there's pictures of our where we've moved our little studio. Oh yeah, there is, because we recorded we brought our gear to Omaha a couple of times to record. A buddy of ours who plays the dobro on that, and he's going to be playing banjo and dobro on our future recordings. And so we'll bring the little Porta studio and a couple of mics, and we'll set it up. So there's some pictures, there's some videos of us like in Omaha amongst others, and
we
other random
took
places.
our friend and we're like, you're gonna play banjo in the bathroom of this hotel. And we muffled everything with blankets and pillows so that nothing would echo or anything. And that's when we were like, okay, stay in there until you're done recording.
I love it.
It was really
I love
hilarious.
it. When you guys are taking this portable, break it down for me. What are you guys bringing? Just like a couple mics? You guys just instruments? Anything beyond that?
When we brought it to, when we brought them to Omaha, we brought just the Porta studio, and then a couple of mics, and then like headphones. And I think that's it. And then that one I usually like do the old school mixing, like with the faders onto like a little portable studio that I then put. There's probably too many steps in there, but that gives me like the wave file that I then put on the computer, and then I can sort of master a little bit on the computer. But yeah, it's an old school meets new school kind of thing, because it's not exactly Beatles with the faders and having to go up and down and mix to a tape that then goes to another tape recorder. What I mean? It's not that bad, but it's still fair. Like, no, you only get one track, one take. You don't get, you're not gonna sit and splice in a computer or whatever. It's like, so it's somewhere old school. There's some punch in, punch out.
I was
Maybe,
gonna say, for the most part, we do like one takes, or like it's a group of one takes. There's like a pause in between the music. We don't want to do Frankenstein stitching for songs. We try very hard to keep it like not like
mainly
you can
because it's
hear
too much work.
You can hear the sound difference ever so slightly. Oh crap! I have to redo that whole thing now. Like it's like, no.
It gets you there, though.
Yeah.
It gets you there. So which one? So are you the sound engineer?
For lack of a better term.
On the computer, or
Yeah, well,
do you dive into that as well?
I've taught her some of the things, so while I'm recording, she can.
Sounds like he's.
Yeah, I can record myself doing things, but beyond that, I'm like, you do that. I do the artwork, so it's very 50-50 for that.
But I mean, those Porta studios, I mean, they're so simple to use and stuff like that. So it's like, unlike computers where you have to know 1,000,000,001 patch-ins and plugins and the whatevers and troubleshoot and da-da-da, like it's fairly simple, you know, it's, like I said, it's fairly old school. I started on like those tape decks. My first ever Porta studio, I can't remember the brand, if it was, I shouldn't say the brand, but it's one of those like, that you could buy at the local electronics store or gadget store at the time. And so it's like you'd have a cassette and then you'd have 4 channels, and then that you'd have to record on another tape, and then you mix that down to either 1 or 2 channels, then you take that tape and have 2 more. So that's kind of, later I learned about like, you know, the computers, stuff like that, but I don't know, I just always revert back to Porta studio because it's just simpler. It's just like, it's the take and that's it. And then we can add some effects later if we want to. But that's it. Not a whole bunch of things to sit and keep track of. Like, oh, I don't know why we don't have sounds. Wait, what's patched to what? What's, you know, and all that. Sorry. That's what it looks like to me.
So what specific software are you using as your car, I guess, when you're throwing your clips up today?
You mean where I mix down? Where I mix, what is that? What's that free one? There's a free one. Because I use Linux. I've done that forever, so I just get everything for free. Audacity?
Audacity,
yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
So then, Audacity is where I I'll get the WAV file from the other little mix down thing, and I import it, do a little bit of the mastering, maybe add a little bit or a little bit of a fade or whatever. So Audacity, and then we've just sent it on to wherever we burnt our CDs, and
pretty much like, here's audio, please make a CD for us.
Yeah.
Then it's on to you for artwork, right?
That's right.
pretty much.
Yep.
Love to hear that. So what kind of brings me in here, and kind of how we love to run the show is, you know, we love talking to, you know, getting questions from aspiring artists, to an aspiring artist, for aspiring artists. And, you know, what we love talking about is, you know, trying to get from 0 to 0.1, you know, on your music journey, letting the art push you forward. So, you know, you guys, like I've told you guys are juggling a lot of balls. You guys are covering it all, just like you two as a team. You know, in terms of the art pushing you forward, you know, at times when you've stopped, what kind of aspect kind of gets you back into it, whether it's the art or just playing, getting on a stage? You know, what comes first for you guys when you're going from 0 to 0.1?
Ooh, I mean, I would say, we technically had, like, we were booking shows. Like, that was, I think that's
We
like
were
our
booking
main
shows
drive.
before we had a set.
Exactly. And before we had a set, and before we had merch to sell,
yeah,
too.
that's true.
Because there was a lot of shows we just wanted to start going and seeing how we sounded, if people liked what we had to offer.
Yeah.
And Santiago had been playing music well before I had, and he retired for a couple years. And then, like me, I just played violin in middle school and high school. Never sang before in my life until 2018, when he's like, it's just us two, so you gotta learn to sing. What if I can't sing a day? What if I lose my voice? I'm like, oh no. So I've been trying ever since. And the shows, we would, like, if we didn't have long enough set, we just ramble like we're doing now. And then we'd have a long enough set. It's like, oh yeah, we're playing music, aren't we? And then eventually, like, he's the main songwriter. Like, you've written like basically all of them. I've written like 2. Take me a long time for those 2, but I like them. So Toilet Paper Apocalypse is one of them, actually. Yeah. The Never Be's my other one.
What was your question again?
Oh, you get to 0 to 0.1. So you know, see, we got her to 0.1, and then it's off to the races. But that's what it's all about, right? You know.
I was like, I'm really good at rambling. But no, it's
Then we
just.
got all the way to Madison and back, and
Well, booking shows, like, that's what kept us going. The idea of, let's go play music, let's get out there, let's see what happens. We started open mics because I was learning to sing, so it was kind of like, gotta get used to playing in front of people. I had no human shields in front of me. Just go and do it, and you keep going, and eventually it gets easier every time, and your stage fright goes down, and then you actually enjoy it. And that's kind of.
Gotcha. When you got to the point where you were making your own songs yourself, was that all kind of like hush hush until you got a full thing until you showed him, or was it at what process did you bring him in to ask him about it?
Okay, so there's a couple of hybrid songs. Like, my very first idea was No Point. All I had was the chorus idea, and I was like, this sounds like it could be a chorus of a song. Here you go. And then he whips out a song in like a day, and I'm like, all right, this is what I'm learning. Like, that's awesome. And then I Can't Win, our like fake jazz song. I threw tune and lyrics at him, and then he's like, help me build the lyrics, and then he crafted it into that. So there's that, hybrid songs.
Yeah.
And then it's just more so I'm like, here's an idea, or like, here's almost form, because songs take forever for me. They really do. I'm not as good at that. I can do artwork, but songwriting's like, that's a great art, and he's much better at it. I try.
It's interesting for me.
Lots of lyrics.
It's like me being like a kid holding up stick figures. Aren't you proud of me? I'll put that on my fridge. Like that's kind of what I feel like when it comes to songwriting. Like that's what I do. Like, here, Santiago, I made this for you. Thanks. Okay, hold on a second. Look that way. I'll erase a lot and add some more. Here we go. This is what you meant, right? Yeah. Like that's what I feel like. So yeah, that's our process.
Well, that's excellent for me because I, as a violinist who doesn't sing yet, it's steps you kind of got to look at. Starting with an instrument, maybe transitioning that over to you. Were you guitar first, sing second, or were you a singer first, transferring to guitar?
Oh, I think when I started, it was guitar because I wanted to be like Jimi Hendrix and them. And actually, I listened to a lot of hip hop, and then hip hop became more like nu metal and stuff. Like even Public Enemy and them had guitars and stuff and Beastie Boys. So that's kind of actually, it was more like I came from hip hop and then started listening to more like, rock and stuff like that. But so yeah, and then I started singing later in life. But to answer your question, I don't know, like I never really, I have played with violin players in the past and things like that. I think it was just like, we just adapted a lot of songs so that instead of like guitar lines or even just like power chords, put that on the violin, let's try that. Let's, make it so that we're both kind of playing off of each other, like rather than just always like guitar, and then the violin is like the salt and pepper on top of it. More like make it more so it's like they switch off. So like all our earlier stuff, we didn't play a lot of them tonight, but like it's like more like power chords while I'm doing solos and stuff like that. And so it's more, her violin is not just like the traditional, whatever violin, whatever. It's more of like an actual part, like of the rhythm section at times, the chords at times, and then some of the melodies or solos or just things that I don't know blends in rather than.
No, I love that because we were talking about that off air where personally for me, my band experience as a violinist was about a semester in community college. I joined a band and I kind of felt like the odd man out because it felt like you're pushing in a violin player into a metal band or something like that where the genre kind of doesn't fit. So it is really an interesting concept. Well, I loved it watching you guys because the violin and you kind of flow so perfectly together. Thanks. But
well, that's kind
guitar,
of
violin. That's a good mix.
Well, that's kind of what I wanted from a musical arrangement perspective. I didn't want it to just be like the Irish folk duo or whatever, but I don't know. I know I'm sounding like really pretentious now, but there's a little bit. For once in my life, I put some thought into something rather than just dive head first and just like whoops. But no, yeah, you were mentioning that, and I gave you that one band. I know I can think of more once I think about it, but yeah, like listening. I think they also do that a lot, where like the violin kind of doubles up with the guitar, and they just do like power chords ish, and then kind of switches to like maybe a lead thing, and it blends in rather than that it's like okay, I could imagine in a metal band, they probably had like, well, this is the song, now you figure it out, and then you just kind of.
Like, well, maybe
like,
here.
Yeah, like, and then that, because that could like, well, no, not there, because that's where da-da-da-da. Oh, okay. Like, well, what about, no, that's where we want like the break to, okay. Well, what, like, I wasn't there, but I could imagine that like that's, I could imagine that something like that happened if it wasn't there, where somebody either was like leaving you little pockets to fill in, or I don't know, or they just literally had something in mind, or where it was like you from the get-go and then organically it grew up, like like some bands are like that where they just write everything together and then they just gel. We are not, I guess, so much that yet. It is mainly me doing music wise and then like trying to fit. I mean, there might be some like, oh, that's a good idea, let's keep that, but in your case, it was probably not that at all. And you just like were tossing through the lines.
Maybe.
I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, it definitely feels like that. But that it really just is one situation that I did it. Dropped the violin for a couple years, got kind of back into it, things like that. But while we're on the topic of balance, we're gonna have to close this down. So I'll leave this an open question for both of you. How do you keep your balance going forward in terms of pushing your product and loving music?
Well, once things start opening up, I guess we'll start booking shows again. That's the best. Unfortunately, we have real lives that we have to tend to when we're not doing this. We'll we'll start booking shows. We'll start getting out there again. We're slowly working on other recordings. We'll just have to see how long it takes. And yeah, we do have other things in the pipelines that we're gonna release.
CD3 that
Yes.
we're working
Hell
on,
yeah.
so we're excited about that. And it's more
love the
so like
pipeline.
since since so many places are closed down with music because of COVID, it's more so let's put our energy into getting more recordings done, getting the CD done, and then see what happens from there. Because at least we gotta keep music in our lives. It's like if you can't go to the gym for a long time, you feel out of shape, and you're like, oh, I'm missing it. Well, maybe some people not, but like music, it does fill a void, and when you don't do it for so long, you feel that itch of wanting to go back. So, keep a balance, plan accordingly, and hopefully.
In order to be Project Constellation, you need projects.
That's right.
You need the
That's right.
pipeline. Well, you guys, Christina, Santiago, it was a pleasure.
Likewise.
And well, are we gonna get a second set from these guys? Are we gonna get more? Are we gonna get more music from you guys? or
No, we're done for today, unfortunately.
Well,
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to have them back.
Yeah. Well,
let's say
we'd love to go
today,
back.
no, but in the future we'll be back. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
We'll
we'd love to come
definitely
back.
be
They got music on the internet. Project Constellation, System Sunday Showcase, Prince Music Company, Chavo, Pika, Rick. Shout out to all you guys. System Maniacs. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks.